Julian, you guys have been, I think as we speak, you might be number one in the NFL in third down defense. Tell us some of the reasons why you guys have been so successful in that area.
Yeah, I think one is just players being kind of gritty and making it a point to get off the field. That's what we try to pride ourselves on, especially in the secondary. And so we've been just battling. Honestly, it hasn't been pretty or perfect, but we've been battling. And then secondly, it's a tribute to Wink Martindale and the staff and the scheme that we've been running. He comes up with great schemes for the whole game, but third down especially. And so we take pride in that as a defense.
Julian, if you don't mind, is that something that Wink has emphasized from day one?
Yeah, for sure. I think, when you look at the areas of the game you need to win, he pinpoints, third down, the red area, and then closing out halves, so like 2 minutes. And so those are just like emphasis points for all defenses, but Wink has been, preaching on that and harping on it since OTAs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Paul Schwartz.
Hey, Julian.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Good. A couple of players yesterday were mentioning, and they've mentioned over the past week or so about this team and especially this coaching staff being unafraid to fail. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, that's I guess that's a good way to put it. I think for a team, you just want guys to send it. You want guys to play fast, play free, without worrying about being perfect. I think that's something that guys might have fallen victim to in recent years. And so now it's just tough from top down, and it's coaches too, just being just open and willing to send it and make mistakes. Because there's winning and there's learning. So that's how we approach it.
Now, obviously, that doesn't give everyone carte blanche. It's just to do whatever they want on every play. Do you have maybe an example or two from maybe yesterday's game that would indicate to me what not being afraid to fail? Was it your blitz maybe and sack? Was it another play where you said, that's what I mean by being not afraid to fail? That's what happened on the field.
Yeah. What was that term you used in the beginning? Carte blanche?
Carte blanche.
Carte blanche.
You have if you have carte blanche, that means you have freedom.
Oh.
So if Wink says, Julian, I give you carte blanche on every play to blitz, that means you can blitz on every play. So I imagine he's not saying you have carte blanche.
I must have missed that English class at Notre Dame. That one eludes me. But
look it up, carte blanche. I think it's French, isn't it? Yeah.
French. So yeah, I mean, I think a good example. Obviously you got the sack. That's a big play. But there's an earlier, I think, first quarter. McCaffrey caught a screen, and I was able to bring him down for a gain of maybe like 5 or 6, maybe 7. And on that play, I ended up I was on my rear end. I fell on the ground. I just plain and simple. But you just get up and you just play free. Maybe in the past I might have thought like, oh my gosh, like they're gonna hate that on film, blah blah blah. I fell, but there's none of that. You get up and you make a play because the team's depending on you just to really play loose and play free.
Thank you. You have carte blanche to continue this Zoom call.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Dan Duggan.
Hey, Julian, I'll try not to say anything that goes outside your Notre Dame education here. When you have a guy like Adoree who just basically locks down another team's, whether it's number one receiver or whoever he's matched up with, what does that do for you guys as a defense?
That's crucial. His role for us has been very important. We have expressed how important he is, on personal levels, from coaching perspective, because he's our guy. He's our right now he's our number one corner, and it's important to have a guy like that who's just playing the game right now at a very high level. And so what he's doing for us has been, you can see in the tape. It's been really great stuff. And it was his birthday, so he had a day. So good day for him.
I mean, he doesn't really get that attention that the first round pick and everything like that, big contract, but he doesn't get that attention. Do you think maybe that'll start to change, or why do you think that might be the case?
I'm not sure. I think I'm a real big believer in he goes about his work. There's not a lot of noise. He doesn't do anything extracurriculars. He's just about his work, and he's been successful in this league. I'm not sure why he gets that label or why he has in the past, but we know we have, thankfully. And so yeah, he's on our team, and he's a great guy.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Tom Canavan.
Hey, Julian, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How do you got? I mean, if you've heard the fans, watched the TVs and things like that, how do you guys keep from getting a big head? I mean, even the odds makers have favored you against Dallas this week. I mean, I was going to say, should you take a laissez-faire approach to football? But I don't want to get into more French.
Please don't.
But go ahead. And how do you keep from getting a big head?
Yeah, honestly, it's just, today's a crucial day for us. We got in, we made a lot of corrections that we needed to make, and we're going to just have a good week of practice. That's all we can focus on, all we can do. It's crazy to look far in the future. We've seen many teams, in NFL history that, start a certain way, finish a certain way. It's the NFL. Things can happen any week. And so our biggest game of the year is this week because it's the next game, simply put. And so all that outside stuff, I think Coach Dayball has done a great job of emphasizing what's important. He harped on it today with us, and I think as a team understand, like we won 2 games. I know it's a little different than it has been in the past few years, but in the day it's 2 games, and we want to stack and just go 1-0 next week.
We have time for 3 more. We'll go to Tom Rock.
Julian, I have 2 quick ones if I can. The first one, I don't want to take away from your own newfound pass rushing skills, but what is it going to mean to this defense to have Kayvon and Aziz back?
Yeah, there was conversation about putting me at defensive end, but I let the young guys go after it. Selfless guy. But it's huge having them back. I'm excited to see what Thibodeau, he brings to his team. He's a stud athlete, and so it's good to possibly be getting him back. And I think Aziz Ojulari is a fantastic player. He's a guy who's he goes about his work, kind of what I mentioned about Dory earlier. He's a guy who just is quiet, but just gets after it. And so, potentially getting these guys back with us is huge. They're just studs. And so it means a lot for what we do as a defense.
My second one was about, Coach Daboll's been telling us, I'm sure he's been telling you the same thing, that it's going to be competition, and whoever competes the best and does the best at practices is going to play in the game. A lot of coaches say that. Did you believe it until you saw these lineups going through these first 2 weeks?
Yeah, so that could when something is said like that, you could see it as lip service, I guess. Yeah, we get it. There's certain things that are also in effect, but he stayed true to his word, and that's what it is. I mean, we want guys to be prepared, want guys to be as ready, and we have as much confidence in them going into games as we can. And so practice is important, and he puts emphasis on practice. If you have a bad day, you got to get it turned around. You got to get it corrected. And we all have bad days, and so that's what it is. He's staying true to his word, and I respect that. He's staying fair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan Dunleavy.
Julian, what did you think of Dane Belton's performance from first play recovering a fumble, and if you guys said anything to him about it all the way through the rest of the game?
Yeah, oh my gosh. That's quite the start to a career. And I couldn't be more happier for him. He's a guy who's came in as a rookie, has done everything that we've asked him to do, everything I've asked him to do from a rookie perspective. And he's stayed prepared. He stayed locked in mentally, which is so tough to do when you're really young. And he was able to get around the ball this weekend. And so I couldn't be happier for him. And he's going to do a lot for us. He needs to do a lot for us, quite frankly. And so I think that's what's expected of him. He knows that. But I think the future is bright with him.
You played in a 3-safety rotation, whether it was you and Jabril, McKinney, Logan. Now you guys, it looked like, played 3 different safeties yesterday with you, McKinney, Belton. What is the potential for that group, and what did it allow you to do? Because it looked like you and McKinney were almost playing inside linebackers. Is that part of the job of a safety in today's NFL, to have to be almost like a Swiss Army knife?
Yeah.
Assuming that's in your Notre Dame education.
It's Swiss Army knife. Yeah, I'm more familiar with duct tape, but yeah, I mean, in today's game, I would say that's just honestly what you saw, and playing in the box and down low. From a week-to-week perspective, that's just the Christian McCaffrey effect. We needed speed on the field to account for what he can do with the ball in his hands, and so that's what that was. We're going to switch it up every single week, depending on what puts us in the best position to succeed. And yeah, I've been a part of 3 safety rotations in the past. At the end of the day, you just want your best players on the field, and Wink does a great job of playing to players' strengths, which not every coach does, and so we have the freedom to know that we're getting put in situations where we can succeed. And so that's what that is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last one here, Bob Brookover.
Julian, what, if anything, in the brief time that Cooper Rush was there, did you learn about him? And is there a little different feeling now this week that a division rival is on the docket to play this week?
Yeah, Cooper. I just remember him being a great guy. Honestly, off the field, obviously he wasn't starting games for us, but he was just a great guy in the locker room, and so that's all I can say about him in terms of his character. He was a good dude. And when it comes to this week, though, it's a divisional game. There's animosity between these two teams. And so it's going to be an exciting one. Obviously, it's Monday night. It's at home. Our home crowd was really rocking Sunday, and so it's going to be an exciting game. But with all that involved, it's important that we maintain who we are, and we're just a grimy team. I'm going to be honest with you. We're just a grimy team who knows it's never going to be easy, but we're going to try to find a way to win. And so that's what this week will be. Obviously, we'll get on the game plan and have the best plan for them, but it's just another game in terms of concepts, with a little heightened excitement for Monday night.